Your new song Save Me is out now. What was the inspiration behind it?
Save Me kind of was written uh as just like a cry out for help from a person who feels caught in between all of the teachings of youth and upbringing that as you get older you find are a lie or are deceptive in some way, mixed with all of the new deception that you learn as you grow up in this world. And it's just a really a cry of frustration because sometimes you're caught between two evils and you don't know where to go.
That sounds like an incredible metaphor for your life and the career you've had.
Well, all of my songs and lyrics, although they're not really they're kind of vague, if you will, or a little bit, have some mystery to them. They're very personal for me. So I don't write about other people or characters in a movie. It's all based on, whatever I'm going through at the time, and whatever darkness I'm dealing with.
Well, there's an intense video that goes along with it. How does that video play into the message behind the song?
The video itself, it was shot during COVID last around Thanksgiving, I think, in 2020, and it was actually shot on a day off of filming in my day job, which is my adult career. So literally, it didn't. The visuals don't really have anything to do with the lyrics of the song. It was more, what can I make with just a camera guy and me, COVID safe, in my hotel room in Las Vegas, which was shot at the Palms Place, in one day on my day off without a real budget, or, like I just kind of said, what can we do? And the camera guy, director I use, Daniel Trujillo, he also shoots me in my other job. So he's filmed me before. And I knew how talented he was, and he's really good with virtual reality, augmented reality, photogrammetry, all this tech stuff that I didn't really know. And that's where you see some of that really cool computer-generated imagery in the video. What he did was he took like 500 photographs of the hotel room, like totally empty, and then he managed, I don't understand exactly, somehow in the back end he created the room again, like CGI. And so that's where you get a lot of the trippy visuals. And then he filmed me with an Xbox Connect camera and some weird stuff hooked up to it, and that's how you got me dancing in there. Yeah, I wish I was better at the tech side because I don't really understand what the hell he did, but it was cool.
You may have touched on it a bit, but what is your songwriting process like? Obviously, you mentioned this is all based on things personal to you, but is there a process? Do you need the music before you can add the lyrics?
Generally, everything starts with lyrics first for me. I'll have a phrase or maybe a couple lines in my head and some kind of loose melody. And if it just won't go away, then okay, what do we do with this idea? And because I'm constantly hearing songs or phrases or little bits of harmonies and words, they're always floating in my head. And the ones that kind of stick around for a couple of days, I'll go, oh, okay, well, let's jot that one down. Let's pursue that a little bit. And the music comes after it. So I would say lyrics first, music second.
Now, Age of Regret is the new EP. What are some themes you explore on this?
So much like Demons, the EP I released last year, Age of Regret is another downer record. There's no happy songs on it. If anything, I would say it's just a more realized version, whereas Demons I did really almost like I didn't know what I was doing when I recorded the first record, we'll say. Studio-wise, I never really recorded a record from home. So I had a lot of limitations. So this record, not only production-wise and just idea-wise, is more ambitious, but thematically and lyrically, it's more extreme. So the angry songs are really angry. The sad songs are even sadder. It's just more of all the extremes. And I think if people liked what I've already put out, you're gonna really dig this. And I think some people who don't really know who I am are gonna be pleasantly surprised.
What about the production side of it? You touched, I think, a little bit on it just now too. You learned by what, YouTube videos or just past experiencing, watching along? Because you said this is your first time being so involved when it came to your making music and putting it actually out into the world.
Yeah, I've made records, many records before, all throughout my life, but usually it's with a band, first of all, so it's other people, and then at the very least, like a producer or an engineer in the room to put up the microphones and tell you if something was terrible, and things like that. And so for this, for Empty Streets, it's just me alone. So I had to learn how to be my own producer, how to be my own engineer, how to be my own roadie, set up my, a lot of things I had to just teach myself. And also, like, as far as like playing the synths and the keyboards and stuff, I didn't really know how to use the computer at all. So all those sounds you hear on the first album I'm playing it like a there's no sequencers or arpeggiates or special machines. It's literally me to the click track playing everything like my hands. And whereas this time around, I finally learned MIDI and I learned a few tricks. So I get to expand my arsenal of sounds a little bit now.
Which tracks on this particular EP are the most personal to you and maybe resonate in your life the most?
I mean, because all my lyrics are vehemently personal, I can't say that any of them are not personal to me. If anything, I would say I would want the listener to listen to this more as a whole idea than this is one idea of darkness, all swirled with different nuances and shades, and like a movie, it has an arc to it and a climax and this, but it's really one just dark, depressing ball of sludge that I hope I painted up kind of pretty.
Okay, well then let's ask you this. What kind of catharsis did you get from making this album? What did you personally take away then from getting all of this off your chest?
The whole reason I make music, and I always have, even when it was, before my film career, I played in punk rock bands, like Warped Tour style, and toured all over and didn't make any money, but had a lot of fun, that kind of thing. The catharsis in my life now, with my place in the world and my other career, I'm very fortunate and blessed to be so successful, in the film world. So I don't have to worry about things like making it or even making money. I do this as basically a form of therapy. I do it for me. I don't even do it for other people. I'm glad that my fans like it, and I'm glad that the world on some level seems to be responding well to it. But even if nobody listened to it, I would kind of still be doing this all over in the corner here, because it's a way. I'm a pretty upbeat human, I think. I'd like to think overall, but I definitely have a very large space of darkness in me, that I think most people can probably relate to. And the way that I get it out of my system, so I don't carry it around, is I make these songs and these records, and that way these demons get to just live on the song. They don't have to live in me.
Well, you've been on many stages. Do you have a place that's particularly significant to you?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say my all-time favorite venue is a place called the Casbah in San Diego, California. I've played there a billion trillion times, and it's kind of a legendary bar. It's where like Pearl Jam played before they got huge. Green Day would play there before they got huge. It only holds like 100 people. It smells like piss, and it's awesome. So shout out to the Casbah in San Diego.
With concerts currently on hold, what do you miss most then about being on stage?
The high, for lack of a better word. Anyone who is a fan of mine or currently follows me knows that my life is filled with highs and it's just crazy bucket list after bucket list thing checked off. And I've kind of been all over the world and seen it all and done it all, literally and figuratively at this point. And I will say there's nothing that matches the high of being on stage with a real crowd and everyone is in sync, connecting on that level.
Is there anyone you'd love to do a collab with in the future?
Yeah, I mean, this new album, Age of Regret, has a couple fun collabs on it, so be on the lookout for that. I'm also on the 16th of this month, in 2 weeks, I'm dropping a single, a new collaboration with Ophelia. She's a really cool industrial goth producer, and also like a secret hacker by day. And she's so cool. And we were working on some really cool music, and we're dropping the first single for it in 2 weeks. So look out for that.
Are you going to be releasing it through you directly or through like Cleopatra or?
That single will probably just be us like joint releasing it, independently. I know we both got our animals. I got my little puppies running around too.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Here, I'll show you mine. He's hanging out.
There's mine in the right side.
But yeah, so I've got that coming. I've got a couple collaborations on the Cleopatra record. Hi, what's his name or her name?
His name is Brulee.
Brulee, like creme
brulee.
Yes,
he's fancy. A little brown.
what a fancy boy.
So then what would you like to say to everyone who are fans and supporters of you and the wonderful work that you do musically, artistry wise, and other?
I always say I'm so lucky because my fans are so cool and so open-minded and smart and forward-thinking and beautiful in every way that I'm just lucky. I'm just lucky to have you guys. So thanks.